This says you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. Knowledge is the forerunner to experience. The more knowledge you have, the more information you have, the more prepared you are for the experience. If you apply that knowledge, you personalize it, you demonstrate it, you do something with it, and you get your behaviors to match your intentions, your actions equal to your thoughts, and that experience then creates what's called an emotion, and an emotion is the end product of the experience. If we understand how we created the experience, then that would be called wisdom, and now we would be evolving ourselves, our biology, our soul, and that we call that life. And that's a never-ending process of self-discovery. If 70% of the time people are living by the emotions and the thoughts that are correlated to the hormones of stress, and they keep re-experiencing the same emotion and having no new experiences that make any new emotions, then you have to agree with me, the same information to the gene, sooner or later the gene's going to wear out. And that's imbalance, that's disease. All right, so where do your thoughts and feelings come from? They come from your past memories. They come from your past. Yes or no? Take a thought and a feeling, a thought and a feeling, a thought and a feeling, and string it together. That's called an attitude. And attitudes are shortened states of being. Keep the attitude going over and over again. Attitude. Same attitude creates a belief. And that belief then is subconsciously programmed into the body and hardwired into the brain. Are you with me still? Beliefs are happening behind the scenes of our awareness, and they're programming our reality. Take a belief, and insist on the same beliefs over and over again. Put those together, you form what's called a perception. Perceptions have everything to do with the choices we make, the things we create, the relationships we have, and the behaviors we demonstrate. If you want to study somebody's beliefs or perceptions, study their behaviors. Thoughts and feelings create attitudes. Attitudes create beliefs. Beliefs create perceptions. All right, let's go a little further. So you ever heard that your reality is created from your beliefs and perceptions? That means then your reality must be created by how you think and how you feel. So to change your beliefs or perceptions or attitudes, it means you're going to have to change the way you think and feel. And how you think and how you feel is called your state of being. So let's list some of the beliefs or perceptions that you have about yourself and your life that we have been unconsciously agreeing to. This used to be my belief. I didn't think it, I didn't feel it, it was just who I was. And if you were to ask me why there's never enough time, I'm going to tell you every thought and memory that I have to validate the belief that I never have enough time. And of course, my behavior is equal to that belief. Was I was impatient, let's go. I never was enough time. Now I live by the belief I live in no time and I accomplish everything. That's way better for me. It works a lot better. How about life is difficult and no one cares? People don't consciously think this. They subconsciously think that they actually believe no one actually cares. That's their belief. I have to work hard to be a success. That's a belief. That's based on your past. Somebody told you that. You believe that to be the truth. Someone has to make me happy. Oh my God, it works for the first 6 months, and then all of a sudden, here come the program. Who are you? Oh, I'm supposed to? Oh, you were happy when I met you. What happened? My culture, race is superior. Belief. When I own this, then I'll be happy. That's a belief. How about I'll be happy and I'll own this? I'm a shy person. Belief. Germs make me sick. Oh. I'm going to skip that one. How about this one? God is outside of me. You don't think that. You don't feel it's programmed as a belief. If you knew the divine lived in you, you wouldn't get up from your meditation until you touched it. And you became aware of it, and you felt it, and you experienced it, and you fell in love with it, and you became it. If you knew, you believed it was there, and belief is like pregnancy. You are or you're not. I'm bad and God doesn't love me. This is programmed subconsciously. Reality is a linear process. Change this one, and your life will never be the same. It's hard to change or create reality. Belief. Life is very serious. Belief. My pain is normal. I've heard people say that. I have 4 herniated discs. I'm going to be in pain forever. Unconscious. Things never go my way. Do you know these people who believe this? All you people that were yelling the other day, cussing my staff out because you couldn't get your croissants? Poor kid. Oh, wow. Using a croissant to reaffirm your addiction to entitlement. Whoa. People who live by the belief things never go my way, they will find something. They will find the reason to prove that things never go their way to reaffirm that belief. Come on, are you with me? That's not conscious, that's subconscious. I'm a lot like my parents' belief. I'm just not a lucky person. How about the universe is in my favor? Try that one out. It's behind me, it's supporting me. Nothing good ever happens to me. Do you know these people? They're just waiting for you to say what? What's wrong with you? So they can tell you the belief of how miserable their life is. Never goes my way. I took the wrong road on Google Maps. On Waze, I had to wait 10 minutes. I'm not smart or creative. Belief. Don't get me started. I gain weight easy. Belief. People reaffirm that all the time. Oh, I am the person who gains weight. Of course you are. I'm getting playful now. I was at a week-long retreat in Cancun. I can't remember, maybe it wasn't. But anyway, this woman and her husband joined our team for dinner on the last night, and she's a very successful business person, and her and her husband are making a difference in so many ways. And I was eating dinner, and she leaned over to me, and she said, I lost 12 pounds just from meditating. I said, oh, how great. And she leans over and she says, you should write a book. You should write a book on this. And I said, yeah, I'm going to call it the Nothing Diet. I need 8 hours of sleep. Latinos, come on. I'm not a morning person. Come on. You don't want to be a morning person. You want to have a bad attitude in the morning. I can't find a man-woman partner. Belief. My biological clock is ticking. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you the number of people in this work that got the voodoo curse. Was told that they would never have a child. And we have many, many people that have babies in this work. I mean, we just got an amazing testimonial the other day. It brought me to tears. This woman, all kinds of problems with fertility. She's 41, she turns 42, she comes to the event, she has a big moment. They tell her she's never going to ever have an egg that's going to ever produce a child. And she has this huge, big moment, and she has the vision of her with her son in a meditation. Not like she wasn't visualizing it. She wasn't creating it like she saw her future. She saw it, she knew it, she understood it. This is crazy. Out of nowhere, she gets pregnant a few months later, but because of her age, they have to do amniocentesis to make sure that the baby's okay. And the information in the amniotic fluid says that the child has a rare genetic disorder. And the rare genetic disorder can only exist in females. And she was like, what? I saw a boy? And what? And so they take her cells that are genetically modified that show the sign of this disease, and they leave it in the Petri dish, and she goes to a week long. Are you with me? In the middle of some meditation, she feels this energy move right through her body, right through her internal organs. She has this incredible moment filled with love, unknown experience, forgets about the cells and everything. She gets home, the doctor calls her and said, all of those modified cells disappeared and you're having a boy. Watch it, it'll be on the stories of transformation. Now, how'd that work? I don't know. But it worked. I'm short-tempered, please. Beauty looks like this? Come on. I don't know about here, but in the United States, who wants to look like an anorexic, emaciated, anemic person that seems so healthy on the cover of some magazine? They know you'll never look like that, and you'll keep consuming. I used to kneel down and get in front of my daughter, and I used to say, Jana, you are so beautiful. Do you feel beautiful? Then you are beautiful. Now, where do these beliefs and perceptions come from? They come from your past. Now, are they true? Are they true, or did you just make it up somewhere? You just drew a conclusion based on your past that this is the way reality is. Now, do you want to continue to believe and perceive in the same way, or do you want to change some belief about yourself and your life? I want you to get out a piece of paper now, and I want you to write down some belief that you would like to change. I'll never have enough money. I'll never find the right person. I'll never get out of debt. I'll never get out of pain. My disease will never heal. I'm not a good meditator. I'm not a patient person. Nobody liked me. It's my mother's fault. I don't remember my dreams. I'm not a good dreamer. Which one do you want to play? I'll probably never have a mystical experience. Couldn't happen to me. Other people can heal, but I can't heal. Pain is good. You have to suffer to be happy. Come on, just write it down, name it. For me, it was, I never have enough time. For you, it could be, I'm not a morning person. I don't know, Spaniards, I'm just making stuff up. Now, I want you to change that belief now. You wrote it down in its limited form, and now I want you to write it down in a more unlimited form, like I live in no time and I accomplish everything. Or I can heal from my disease. My pain can change. I can have more energy. I can have the job of my dreams. Money isn't bad. God isn't angry at me. God lives within me. I don't know where it was, but do you want to hide it really well? Hide it within somebody that'll never look. What is it now you do want to believe and perceive about yourself and your life, and how will it feel? I mean, come on. If you want to have an unlimited belief, you better feel unlimited. If you want to empower a new belief, you better feel empowered by that belief. If you want to fall in love with a new belief, then you literally have to be the love of that belief. Come on, what is the feeling? For me, it's unlimited. Like if I'm going to change something, I got to feel really unlimited. I got to feel really empowered. I got to feel really invincible. I got to feel that. Write down how it would feel. So you have your belief written down in its limited form. Give me a nod. And then you have your new belief written down in a more unlimited form. Yes? And you have a feeling that you will feel about that belief. In other words, how will you feel if you were in that belief? You got to feel that to change the belief. All right, so we said earlier today, in order for you to change a belief or perception about yourself and your life, you have to make a decision with such firm intention that the choice that you make carries an amplitude of energy that causes your body to respond to your mind, greater than the hardwired program of belief in the brain and greater than the emotion that's been conditioned in the body through that belief. Are you with me still? And if you can make that decision, the stronger the emotion you feel, the more you'll remember the choice, and you can change your state of being by thought alone. Clear intention, elevated and more powerful emotion. So remember this. When you make a decision with that kind of intention, it's greater than the hardwired programs and the emotional addiction in your body, you're biologically changed. Person's cruising along in their life, and all of a sudden, there's a shock, there's a loss. The experience then brands them neurologically and emotionally conditions them. They keep thinking about the experience. They keep feeling the emotion associated with it. They draw a conclusion about that experience. And if they're thinking and feeling differently, they change their state of being. They're not the same person they were before this event. When you make a decision with such firm intention that carries an amplitude of energy that's greater than the quotient of emotion from this experience, then you can literally bring your brain and body out of the past. That choice that you make in that moment causes your biology to change because it's greater energetically than the emotion associated with this experience. In other words, if you're going to change your belief that you're not worthy, you better bring it. You understand? And then the body's got to get the signal, like you jump on a horse and wrap your legs around it and you kick it, like we're going, we're riding. Are you with me still? So we could say then that your biology changes and the past no longer exists, and the choice that you make in that moment to change becomes a moment in time you will never forget.